One of, or probably the most entertaining player at this World Cup is Lamine Yamal, according to his status, though, because he did pick up an injury heading into this one that ended his La Liga season early. But this is what Luis de la Fuente had to say. The good news is that Lamine is in perfect condition. He's arrived at this point in the state in which we wanted him to be. The doctors say Lamine can play tomorrow without any issues. Not to play 90 minutes, but to play some minutes, yes. All right, let's welcome in our Alex Kirkland, who is very close to the Spanish squad indeed. Alex, that status on Lamine Yamal is exactly what we wanted to hear. De La Fuente says perfect condition, but still not ready to play the full 90. What's he really trying to say?
Yeah, to be fair to Luis de la Fuente, I think he's been pretty consistent on this right from the start. He always said Lamine Yamal would be available for this opening game, but not necessarily to start. There's no need, I think, given the opponents, given the structure of this tournament, to rush Lamine Yamal back, to get him in the team from the start for the opening game. De La Fuente has said that right from the beginning. The good news is that seeing him in training this week, he's been taking a full part in training with his teammates. He can play. But like I say, if you want to be a little bit conservative, keep him on the bench, give him some minutes. The same goes for Nico Williams as well, in a very similar condition. Then I think it's absolutely the right call. One thing I should say, Alexis, being here in Atlanta, there is no doubt at all, looking around, walking the streets, that Lamine Yamal is one of the superstars in waiting of this tournament. So many fans in Lamine Yamal shirts. You see his face on the sides of giant billboards on the skyscrapers here. He really is, like I say, one of the stars of this tournament. And yeah, the good news for Spain is that he's fit and he's ready, just maybe not from the start.
You say superstar in waiting. Many would say that he probably is that man right now. Robert, we just talked about the importance of Jamal Musiala to Germany. Lamine Yamal to Spain. They need him to have an amazing tournament.
Yes, because we don't know what Nico Williams' sort of state is. His form hasn't been particularly great, but Yamal is just an outstanding player. He can make things happen that no other player can do. When he's not in the Barcelona side, they're not the same team. You know, they've still got some excellent players. They still play the same sort of football, but he delivers those moments of magic. He can go past people. He can change the course of a game. He can change the course of any move. You know, when the defence are well organised, once he goes past somebody, it changes everything. That's why he's so important for the World Cup. That's why he's so important for Spain.
Shaka, you look at Spain's group and you do feel that they should be able to handle this comfortably, especially in this first game now against Cabo Verde. Do you agree with Alex, what he said about De La Fuente, saying there's no need to play Lamine for the 90 minutes in this one?
I totally agree, none at all. Spain's final group game is against Uruguay. That will be their stiffness test, or you expect to be their stiffness test. With the greatest of respect to Saudi Arabia, who surprised Argentina in their opening game 4 years ago. Cape Verde making their debut in this tournament in much the same way we discussed Curacao. There's not an awful lot of expectation. So you start Lamine Yamal, play him for 45 minutes, an hour, let him get that run out. Hopefully the game is won at that point, and you can start to think about continuing to progress Lamine Yamal and whether it's Nico Williams or whoever else, with an eye on Uruguay and what comes from there. Because if Spain are to go on and win this thing, and some bookies have them as favourites, Lamine Yamal is going to play a very big role from Uruguay on.
And Alex, of course, Spain, top favourites to win this entire tournament, along with France in this one. What do you hear about the approach for this game against Cabo Verde, which we're now less than 3 hours away from? Because we've seen some big performances from Germany, from Sweden as well. Do you get the feeling that Spain will be trying to make a big statement too?
Yeah, but what we know is we've seen from previous opening games at tournaments involving Spain that you can't read too much into it. Think back to 4 years ago. They scored 7 goals against Costa Rica, Spain, in their opening game at the World Cup. What happened? They got knocked out in the first round of the knockout phase and they went home. When they won the World Cup back in 2010, Spain lost their opening game against Switzerland, went on to win the World Cup. So it's nothing definitive. Luis de la Fuente was saying that in his press conference yesterday. He was saying, look, we're taking this incredibly seriously. For right now, this is the most important game for us at the World Cup, the opening game, but it's also not going to be decisive. And yeah, we saw, for example, Germany rack up a big score, as you say, against Curacao yesterday. Very interesting as well, by the way, listening to the Cabo Verde coach yesterday saying that their approach is they're going to try and be brave. He said we need to have courage. We need to show people the kind of team we are, the kind of football we play. We want to sort of express our identity as a team and as a nation. So he was saying at least that they are going to approach this game in terms of when they've got the ball going at Spain. But yeah, as far as Spain are concerned, yes, they'd expect to win and score a few goals and have no injury problems and give some minutes to those players like Lamine that need it.